¿Cómo? Me puse muy contento. Me puse muy contento. El número 36 tiene que tener un cambio. Abra el libro, por favor, a la página 124. 124. Aquí tenemos la primera página de esta lección, de este capítulo. Y aquí tenemos el título del capítulo. Clase, ¿cuál es el título del capítulo 4? Clase, mantente en forma. Mantente en forma. Ese verbo mantente es un mandato informal. Un mandato informal. Viene del verbo mantenerse. Y toda la oración, toda la frase es mantenerse en forma. Clase, ¿qué quiere decir mantenerse en forma en inglés? To stay in shape. Y este es un mandato. Mantente en forma. ¿En inglés? Stay in shape. Sí. Este capítulo tiene que ver con cuidarse la salud. Cuidarse la salud. Los objetivos de este capítulo: hablar de los resultados de algo, reaccionar a eventos, hablar sobre lastimarse y pedir y dar consejos. Y vamos a usar el pretérito de los verbos ponerse, decir, ser y estar, el pretérito de los verbos IR con cambios en la raíz, verbos con pronombres reflexivos y objetos directos, o sea, complementos directos, el participio pasado usado como adjetivo y el pretérito de verbos como caer. Ok, está bien. Entonces, den vuelta a la página 126. Y podemos ver en la lista de vocabulario el tópico o el objetivo. En este caso, los objetivos. Yo puedo hablar de los resultados de algo, los resultados de un evento, normalmente como los resultados de una competencia de deportes o algo así. Y también yo puedo reaccionar a los resultados o a unos eventos. Está bien. Estamos aquí en la página 126 y vamos a usar esta página y nuestra lista para completar la lista de vocabulario. Repitan, por favor, las competencias. Las competencias. En inglés, competitions. Competitions. Repitan, por favor. Mi amiga Rebeca practica la equitación. En inglés, my friend Rebecca. But we have to be very careful with that verb practices here. I would rather hear you say, my friend Rebecca participates in, rather than practices. Because when we say practice in English, we tend to think of practice as rehearse. You know, you're getting ready for an event. But practice has another definition, as in your doctor practices medicine. You hope he's not just practicing. You hope he's not just rehearsing. You hope he really is doing it. Right? You get what I'm saying here? So we want to be sure that we're not using practice here in the wrong way. She participates in equestrianism. Now, for some of you, that's a $25 word and you have no clue what that means. Do you know that a dog is the Latin term for dog, or the Latin class, genus, phylus, I don't remember all those things, you know, all those for science class. Kingdom, phylum, well, you can name them. Class, species, all of those words, okay? Whatever they are. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Dog is canine, cat is feline, cow is Bovine, sheep is ovine, horse is equine, E-Q-U-I-N-E. Okay? That's where this term comes from, la equitación. It means horseback riding. Now, equestrianism is, and we have some young people here in our high school who participate in equestrianism. That's competitive horseback riding. And you see a photograph here where they got the little suits on and this, you've seen them on TV. They jump over the obstacles and over the river and through the woods and to grandma's house. They go on their horses. You've seen those competitions, okay? That's what we're talking about, equestrianism. Competitive horseback riding. Okay, so my friend Rebecca participates in competitive horseback riding. That's really what that's about. Repitan, por favor, ¿cómo te fue en la competencia de equitación? In English, how did, yeah, it does mean how did you do, but let's look at the grammar here. We have fue. Fue is a present tense form of ear or ser. In this case, it's going to be ear. How did it go for you? ¿Cómo te fue? How did it go for you? Okay, ¿cómo te fue? How did it go for you in the horseback riding competition? Repitan, por favor, me fue muy bien. In English? I did good, or it went well for me. I did well. Me fue muy bien. But if it didn't go well, what would you say? Me fue muy mal. Me fue muy mal. It went very badly for me. Repitan, por favor, gané un trofeo. Oh, that was anemic. Do it again. Gané un trofeo. In English? I won a trophy. This gané comes from the word ganar. Ganar means to earn, as in to earn money, to win, or to gain. You see now, to earn, to win, to gain, all are related. Okay, ganar. It comes from the same Latin root for all of them. In this case, it's to win, because we're talking about competitions. Gané un trofeo. Repitan, por favor, estoy muy contento. Estoy muy contenta. In English? I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Because I won a trophy. Repitan, por favor. Muchos de mis amigos practican deportes como, en inglés. Many of my friends participate in sports like, I heard you say practice. Were you not listening to me a few minutes ago? Here's why. Look at the things that we're going to talk about. We don't say they play these things. You don't play gymnastics. In English, what do you? You do gymnastics, okay? In Spanish, you're not going to use hacer. We're going to use practicar. We're going to mean you participate in them. You do them, okay? Repitan, por favor, la gimnasia. En inglés, gymnastics. El patinaje en línea. En inglés, rollerblading, inline skating, whatever you call it in your generation. Okay? Rollerblading, inline skating. Repitan, por favor, el patinaje sobre hielo. In English, ice skating. Literally, ball skating on ice. Ball skating on ice. Repitan, por favor, el esquí acuático. In English, water skiing. Este es el sustantivo. This is the noun. Ya aprendieron ustedes esquiar en el agua. El verbo es esquiar en el agua, to ski on the water. Pero el sustantivo, the noun, el esquí acuático. Repitan, por favor, el atletismo. En inglés, track and field. Not just track, but track and field. And that is the old-fashioned name for it, I know. You all just call it track. I'm going to run track, even if all you're doing is jumping the hurdles, jumping the high jump or the long jump or whatever you say you're running track when you're not doing much running at all. You're just jumping. Okay? It's track and field. Okay. Repitan, por favor, la lucha libre. En inglés, wrestling. This is where the title of the movie, Nacho Libre, comes from. Okay? Because the sport is la lucha libre. Okay. So those of you who never made that connection, there it is. You went, oh, yeah! Repitan, por favor, los jugadores. En inglés, players. Yeah, players. He's a player. Repitan, por favor, el entrenador. En inglés, the coach. Yeah, you want to put trainer there, but trainer for us is the person who is taking care of your health, your physical health, so that you're able to play sport. This is the coach, the one who trains you. Repitan, por favor, el equipo. En inglés, the team. Now be careful with this word, because in other contexts, equipo can mean a set, like a set of dishes. Oh, that's un juego. It can mean equipment, as in sound equipment, a whole bunch of wires and a soundboard and speakers and all that. That's un equipo. Your stereo system can also be called un equipo. So you have to be careful. But in this context, it means team. Repitan, por favor, el puntaje. In inglés, score. This is not scoreboard. This is score. Okay? Another word for score is el tanteo, but I'm giving you puntaje. If you could translate directly this word into English, which you can't because it's not a word, but it sounds cool, what would it be? Puntaje? Pointage. It's your pointage. Okay? Does that make sense to you? Okay, that's why like puntaje is a good word for us to master here. Repitan, por favor, animar. In inglés, to cheer. This does come from the Latin root, our same Latin root as to animate. Okay, you're animating people, you're cheering them on. Okay, animar. Repitan, por favor, la animadora. El animador. En inglés, cheerleader. Repitan, por favor, el porrista. La porrista. In inglés, still cheerleader. Now it's interesting that in Spain, porrista would be the word. In Costa Rica, porrista would be the word. But among Spanish speakers in the U.S., animador and animadora is the word. What do you ladies use? Porrista. Okay.
So, with the noun position, la animación?
La animación. Okay? Interesting. Okay. Repitan, por favor, la banda escolar. En inglés, school band. Repitan, por favor, empatar. Empatar. En inglés, to tie a game. To tie the score. This is not to tie as in to tie your shoelaces or to tie a string or anything like that. This is only to tie the score. Repitan, por favor, el golf. Woo! En inglés? Golf, yeah. Woo! Glad you got that. Repitan, por favor, montar a caballo. En inglés? To ride a horse or to ride horseback. Now this is different than la equitación. Keep that in mind. Okay? La equitación is that competitive, formal horseback riding competition. This is just to ride a horse. Repitan, por favor, la oratoria. En inglés? speech or public speaking. Repitan, por favor. ¿Cómo salió
¿Cómo salió
la competencia de debate? En inglés? How did the debate competition turn out? Look at salió here. This is salir, to leave or to go out. How did it go out? How did it leave? How did it turn out? Does that make sense to you? ¿Cómo salió? How did it result? How did it turn out? ¿Cómo salió? Repitan, por favor, fue todo un éxito. En inglés? It was a total success. It was a complete success. But that doesn't matter to me which way you express that. It was a total success. It was a complete success. Be careful with that word éxito. You want to think that that is exit off of the highway. Okay, but it is not. That's salida. This is éxito, which means success. Repitan, por favor, fue todo un fracaso. En inglés? It was a total failure. Fracasar means to fail, to really batch something up. Have you ever heard of the English word fracas? It was a total fracas? What does that mean? I'm sorry? What's a total fracas? Like a complete mess. Could be a ton of people rioting in the streets, a real fracas, a real mess, a real circus. Okay? Repitan, por favor, ganamos por 3-0. En inglés? We got 1-0. Perdimos, of course, is we lost. Okay. Repitan, por favor, ¿cómo te fue en natación? En inglés? How'd you do in swimming? Me fue muy bien. Me fue muy mal. In English? It went very well for me. It went very badly for me once again. I think that's the same as what we had on the other side. Okay? Repitan, por favor, ¿qué tal estuvo la competencia de... En inglés? How was the blank competition? ¿Qué tal estuvo? Then you can ask the ¿qué tal estuvo el partido de básquetbol? ¿Qué tal estuvo el partido de fútbol? ¿Qué tal estuvo la competencia de lucha libre? Okay, you can put in partido instead of competencia. Repitan, por favor, estuvo buenísima. En inglés? It was great. It was extremely good. It's really what that says. Bueno is good. Buenísima. Extremely good. This is the superlative of the adjective. Meaning extremely good. Repitan, por favor, estuvo increíble. In inglés? It was incredible. Repitan, por favor, estuvo fatal. In inglés? It was awful. I love that phrase. It was fatal. It was so bad it was fatal. Estuvo fatal. Okay. This last set, here we go. We can get this done. ¿Cómo te sentiste cuando ganaste el partido? In inglés? How did you feel when you won the game or won the match? Now you of course can trade in and out subjects. ¿Cómo se sintieron ustedes cuando ganaron el partido? You can change out ganar por perder. ¿Cómo te sentiste cuando perdiste el partido? You can change out la competencia por el partido. Okay, you can change things in and out of this phrase to use it in multiple ways. Repitan, por favor, me dio mucha alegría.
Me dio mucha alegría.
In English, it made me very happy. Now, literally, this says, it gave me much joy. We're going to talk about this grammar in more detail tomorrow and the next day. This phrase, the construction of the phrase, the transliteration of the phrase, it gave me much joy. But the best English equivalent is, it made me very happy. Repitan, por favor, me puse a gritar. In English, I started to shout. I began to shout. This is from the verb ponerse. Ponerse is one of those irregular stem preterites. And the transliteration is, I put myself to shout. I said, I put myself to shouting. I began to shout. I started to shout. We're going to talk about this grammar too a little bit later in the week. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Repitan, por favor, me puse muy contento. In English, I felt very happy. Again, this is ponerse. I put myself very happy. I became very happy. I put myself in a happy mood. But the best English is, I felt very happy. Again, this is one of those grammar points in this lesson, and we'll be coming back to it tomorrow and or the next day. Número 37. Me reí mucho. Repitan, por favor. Me reí mucho. In English, I laughed a lot. The infinitive here is reírse. Reírse. And it's a special verb in the preterite as well. Repitan, por favor. ¿Cómo reaccionaste cuando tu equipo perdió? In English, how did you react when your team lost? Repitan, por favor, me dio mucha tristeza. In English, it made me sad, it made me very sad. Literally, it gave me much sadness. Repitan, por favor, vergüenza. Vergüenza. In English, me dio mucha vergüenza. Vergüenza. In English, it made me very embarrassed. Okay? Literally, it gave me much shame. Gave me much shame. Repitan, por favor, una rabia. Me dio una rabia. In English, made me very angry. Literally, it gave me a rage. It gave me a rage. This comes from the same Latin root as what in English? Rabid or rabies, right? Mad dog! Mad dog! Okay, rabid dog, rabies. There it is. Una rabia. Repitan, por favor, me dieron ganas de llorar. In English, I felt like crying. Literally, desires of crying gave themselves to me. Desires of crying gave themselves to me. Now for homework tonight, you're going to do activities 1 through 5 in the exercise packet. I'm going to distribute those to you, and then I am going to read the announcements. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,